This is a life history. Next one is Professor Yoneda Midori. He is a specialist of isotopic analysis and dietary reconstruction of the host culture of Hokkaido, Japan, based on nitrogen, isotopic composition, amino acids, implication for the correction of radiocarbon marine reserve effects of human bones. Professor Yoneda. But and the host people had developed significant adaptation to the maritime food sources and expand their habit during a few hundred years along the coast of the Sea of Okhotsk. Nature of subsistence for the Okhotsk culture was recently confirmed using stable isotope analysis. This is a protein in foods, amino acid, and deposit in collagen in bone. They analyze the collagen in bone. The Okhotsk people very heavy dependent in marine mammals. Hamanaka, also Moyoro, eastern part, the same situation. And he is a Dr. Tsutaya Takumi. He will be attend this season. He will present the lecture in the, so please ask him this is this is, you can see the graph. This is human. This is a dog, the domestic dog here. Dog and human intake same food or different foods. He checked. Human obtained 80 to 90% of dietary protein from marine mammals at the highest, whereas domesticated dogs obtained 2 to 33% brackish water fish, 3 to 40% marine fish, 5 to 45% marine mammals, respectively. This suggests an avoidance of significant dietary overlap between living humans and dogs. So he concluded that dogs and humans intake different foods. And this is a different result. This is Dr. Naito. He is also student of the Professor Yoneda. He checked northern part of Hokkaido or eastern part of Hokkaido. Maybe the host people take different proteins. So he concluded nitrogen isotopic composition of their constituent amino acid suggests difference in fossil contribution among northern Hokkaido. Northern Hokkaido is very small, lowest, but eastern Hokkaido, about 80% take from the protein from the fossil. So plus is Moyoro. This is so northern part of northern Hokkaido, Okhotsk people in the northern Hokkaido intake the protein from the marine fish. Eastern Okhotsk people from the eastern Hokkaido take protein from the fossil sea mammals. Next is reconstruction of breastfeeding practice in prehistoric Hokkaido. Skeletal morphology or archaeology do not tell breastfeeding habits. Breastfeeding after birth breastfeeding begins. So baby take milk from the mother. So nitrogen levels very high or higher than mothers. And after weaning, the nitrogen level decrease like mothers. So we can check that this peak so Dr. Tsutaya investigated stable isotope ratio in 58 subadult human skeletal remains. They suggested that complementary foods with this is omitted because it's difficult. So you can see this line. The age at the end of weaning in the male population was 1.8 years, which is earlier than the other northern hunter-gatherer fisher populations. It's a point for these papers, because weaning age is one of the most important determinants of fertility. A shorter breastfeeding periods suggest increased fertility. So those people population increased in the Hokkaido area. He commented. For example, in Jomon age, in Hokkaido, the age of end of weaning age, the age of end of weaning in the Hokkaido Jomon was about 3 or 4 years. So those people is very earlier than other hunter-gatherer fisher populations. Next, paleopathology or pathology in the human populations. This is a do you know this is what? What was?
No.
Huh? What was?
I don't understand the question.
What part of the skeleton? What part?
Vertebrae?
Vertebrae, yes. Lumbar vertebrates. So most people have very severe osteophyte in the body of lumbar vertebra, more frequently seen in most people. And apophyseal joint were also in the lumbar vertebra. So all culture developed a considerable maritime infrastructure. The lifestyle required for sea mammal hunting and fishing seemed to have particularly affected the incidence severe genotypic changes of the lumbar vertebra. It's like that. Next, we investigate 6 major joints of limb bones: shoulder, elbow, and so on. You can see they had high incidence with elbow and knee. Elbow and knee. So less frequency of DJG in the shoulder joint did not indicate the circumduction of shoulders. So boat or sea mammal hunting, fishing, and fishing net, using fish nets, this induced mechanical stress, and they caused genotypic changes of specific spine, elbow, and knee. We investigated other area. So this is the host people and Meribia, Kamakura, Yayoi people and early modern Ryukyu people. So stable isotope analysis also show the different position. Those people very different, dependent on marine mammals, and but early modern Kumejima or medieval Kamakura Yayoi people depends on see some plants and fish and farmers, and so you can see that those people are very specific pattern of genital changes on elbow and knee, and farmers had high incidence shoulder and hip, like that. So, and advanced analysis, which we did partial correlation analysis. Apophagia joint change and diameter femoral head is correlated, and multivariate logistic regression analysis adjusting for sex, age, size was applied. So we found shoulder, elbow, hip, knee, vertebra, age differences found, and side difference. Hip and knee are higher in the Kumejima Islands, but sex difference is not found. So, in conclusion, the early modern Kumejima and medieval Kamakura peoples were mainly affected by these changes in their shoulder and hip joint, which contrast with high frequency elbow and knee joint changes in the host people. The host people's heavy dependence on marine mammals and fishes for dietary protein intake required work involving joint flexion and extension. So, knee and elbow joint were affected, more affected. Next, limb bone metrics. Host people had large limb bones, stature very high compared with other Japanese people. This is height. Red one is the host people. This is 160 centimeters. This is Jomon people. Height of Jomon people are lower than 160, but and early modern Ain also more lower, about 155. This is a male samples, but the host people is very high, about 165 centimeters high. So next, tibiofemoral index. Index of the tibia and femur. Similar to the Northeastern Asian, the host people had much lower tibiofemoral index values than other Japanese populations. So it means the tibia is very short, relatively short than the femur. It's a famous, very famous line is this is annual temperature. High temperature, living in high temperature is very high index of tibiofemoral index. In the cold circumstances, the tibia is very shorter. So this is, for example, Lapis Scandinavian people are very low index of the tibiofemoral index. But African people, very high index. And we found seamless correlation was observed. The maximum subtrunk diameter was correlated with latitude. High latitude means high latitude, very flat, indicate very flat upper shaft of femur. Blue one is cold population in the cold area, or red one, the people are living in the warm area. So Northeast Asian sample with a comparatively long and thin and flat shaft are roughly positioned in around the lower area, while southern samples are located in the upper area. So southern people has a northeastern people has a long and thin and flat shaft of long bones. We found it